All right. Hello and welcome to Critical Conversations. And this episode is a special episode. Hold on. I got to do that mic check because I'm so freaked out all the time. Okay. It says on. Anyways, if you guys haven't been around, I've recorded a bunch of episodes one time and my mic wasn't on and they were all worthless. So anyways, I always get paranoid and have to check my mic. But this episode is a special episode. Sorry, just had to fix my mic there. Today is Monday, November 11th, 11/11, which is a unique day. And what I have come to understand is that Friday is the full moon. So I'm not somebody who does astrology for a living, but I'm interested in it. I believe in it, and I really love the magic of it, and I love the magic of working with the moon. If you've been in my world for a while, I used to do a bunch of full moon rituals and different things like that. But as the world is changing and shifting and, people are more curious about being out in the world, I know there's a decline in people attending online events. And, honestly, I don't want to host a full moon thing on a Friday. I want to hang out with my family. And I have a really busy week and I didn't have as much foresight to put something together, but I think it is super cool. And obviously being able to do something online versus local, I have a wider reach here online. So being that 90% of almost 100% of my clients are not in the state of Oregon. So me hosting events here is kind of like, whatever. It's just a bunch of my friends and, family who end up coming. And I've tried to tap into the market here in Oregon, but, they're not really interested, I guess. But I have so many of you who are all over and you guys love my full moon stuff. So I thought to myself today while I was driving, what if I just pop on, I do a little podcast recording. You can watch it on YouTube. You can listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and you guys can do a full moon ritual on your own, whenever you want, whether it's Friday or Saturday or Sunday. The magic of this energy is going to continue for quite some time, really, as planets are shifting, as all the things are kind of moving around. It's a really beautiful energy to work with. It's really, the 11/11 is kind of like opening of a portal of magic, of creation, of divine feminine energy. And, the full moon is all about releasing and letting go. And it's also about really sitting back. And I think, personally, intuitively, what has inspired this conversation is, what do we all want to have, to hold, to create, to be in life? And how do we get there? And we don't just get there from sitting and manifesting. There's a book called Don't Just Sit There. It's by Biet. Oh, her name starts with the S. I'll have to pull it up. But she wrote a book. It's about meditation. It's called Don't Just Sit There. And that's kind of what we're getting at here is, it's great to be in meditation. It's great to journal. But if you are only sitting and being a meditative person, you're not actually going to get the benefits. I mean, it's similar to the things that are happening when we're talking about yoga. It's you can't just show up on the mat and expect to have all these big transformations in life. You have to do more than just that one intentional. It's about living intentional. It's about really holding your mindset to a higher standard. It's really about holding your heart to a higher mind, or to a higher standard. So when you take the mind and the heart, and then you're really embodying this new way of being, you are really cultivating change. And then you're not just sitting there. There's action behind it. So as much as I love the feminine energy, which is all about receiving, we can be intentional in how we receive. And I think, I've become a master of my mind, you guys, and I'm teaching this to my clients and I'm really loving it. And it's really simple. It's really about becoming the auditor of what's going on up in the head, up in the mind, what's happening up here. And so what I want to do for this special episode is I want to hold space for you. I want you to get really curious. I want you to take time for yourself. So this is not a podcast episode to be driving. This is one where I want you to sit down. I want you to have a beautiful cup of tea, water, glass of wine. I want you to have a pen. I want you to have paper. And I want you to be really intentional with the next, let's say, I'm going to try and keep it under 20 minutes. How about that? So for 20 minutes, I want you to just be with yourself. And I want you to breathe. And I want you to hold space for you showing up differently. Because that's truly what this 1111 portal is offering you, is the opportunity to choose differently, to show up differently, to be a new version of yourself, to re-identify with versions that may have gotten lost. You know, I think when we are just living, we're just going through the motions. And so what we're asking in this portal, in this time, on this full moon, is don't just let it keep going unconsciously. Get more conscious, get more decisive, become more aware, and really, really hold the intention for your own growth, whether it's spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, whether it's in your business, in relationships, whether you're working on, a project, whatever it is, it's about really holding the intention of, if you are trying to create something, can you hold the frequency of it's done, it's here, it's on the way? And then you take that aligned action towards how am I going to get there? It's really embodying the mindset of anything is possible, which is that abundant mindset, which is so hard to get to if you're in lack. So I definitely encourage you, to really start auditing your thoughts and be more intentional about, okay, I'm not where I want to be, right? Like logically, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm becoming more curious. I'm getting more fearless in my action. I'm really working in the direction of that high ambition and that abundant way of being. But it does truly start in your mind, and you have to be willing to audit your mind. So that's what we're going to do right now. So before you do anything else, stop driving. First of all, chill out, light a candle, get your fancy oils. If you have oils, like whatever you got, make your space right now. Get a journal, get a pen, get a piece of paper that you can rip out of your journal. Because I'm going to offer some journal prompts, and I want you to just write them down. And then as we finish, you can go into those yourself. So first, before we do anything else, we're going to meditate. We're going to breathe. And so wherever you are, whatever you're doing, find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. Brief, just on how to meditate. There's no right or wrong way to meditate. There truly isn't. The main thing that you're trying to do in meditation is come back to you and find the present awareness of your breath and your body. And you will have thoughts. Your mind is always going. It really takes a lot of work to turn the mind off. So don't worry if thoughts are coming as you're sitting. The goal is to just focus back on your breath, your inhale, your exhale. The rise and fall of your chest is a great one. And you allow the thoughts to come, and you don't hold on to any of them. You just allow them to come and they go. Just as your breath is coming in and going out. So there's no right or wrong here. I do love having an erect spine, which means head is over your shoulders, shoulders are over your hips, means that your back is straight, erect. That's the ballerina in me. And that's just because I want you to be awake. If you're doing sleeping meditation, of course you're going to want to lie down. But when you're doing a meditation where I want you to be aware of the body and I want you to be aware of what's coming through the mind, that is where it is nice to be erect. So sitting is better. But if you really need to lay down, girl, lay down. I don't care. But we're going to focus on our breath. If you're sitting in a chair, you want to put your feet not crossed, just flat on the floor. Or if you're sitting crisscross applesauce, that's totally fine too. And I just want you to take a deep inhale through the nose and exhale. And I just want you to soften your edges with the breath intentionally, breathing into the headspace, softening the edges, breathing intentionally into the shoulders and the neck. We hold a lot of tension there. Just release the shoulders down. Relax your jaw. Drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth. I know it's clinging up there, so release the whole upper head, shoulder, neck. Really intentional. Visualize the air coming in and just cleansing the space. You know, like fall. I love when the door opens and you just see the dry leaves blowing. That's what I want you to vision. Just clearing the space. The wind is just blowing the excess tension, the anxiety, the stress. You put your name on it, whatever it is. And we're just cleansing it with the wind, with intentional breath. Now you're going to focus in on your chest and your upper back. Your right arm all the way down, bicep, elbow, forearm, fingers, left shoulder, bicep, elbow, forearm, fingers. Maybe even roll your wrists out. We hold a lot of tension in our wrists. I don't know about you guys, but using my phone all the time, I've been having more arm pain, which is interesting. Let's take a minute and go from the top of the spine all the way down to where your pelvic bone connects. Your sits bones, just the whole spine. And then bring your awareness to your back of your spine where all your ribs connect. And I want you to see your ribs wrapping around the right side. Breathe breath just into that right side. Now we're going to do the left side. And I want you to take a minute and focus on all the internal organs, your heart, your lungs, liver, kidneys, digestive tract, your small intestine, your big intestine, all those reproductive organs, uterus, all the delicious things, ovaries, whatever you got going inside your body. If you're a man, whatever those parts are. If you choose not to identify, I want you to just see that space and love it so much because it's beautiful, because it's part of you. Breathing into our hips, our pelvic bones, all of the internal organs and systems that exist in that lower area. We do not love our colon enough, you guys. And I know that that's going to sound funny, but that is how you're releasing, right? So let's just spend an extra second here loving our colon. That is how you release waste from your body physically. Let's love it, man. What a cool tool. Same thing for, the front end of that body, your urinary tract system. Man, oh man, we can flush some crazy things by hydrating and taking care of our body. Let's give some love to those areas that help us cleanse and purify and are so important. All right, right leg, thigh, knee, calf, shin, ankles, and all those bones in your feet. We do not love on our feet nearly enough. Wow, can you find gratitude here in this moment for how much your feet take on, the weight that they carry every single day? Thank you so much, right foot. Left leg, thigh, knee, calf, shin, ankle, and that left foot that takes a ton of weight as well. Thank you so much. just want you to take a moment of gratitude for your body. It might not be perfect, but it is perfect in its own right, in its own way. And this is where the don't just sit there comes in. This is where we get to say, wow, I'm in touch with my body. I'm hearing my body differently. I'm feeling my body differently. And I'm going to listen. What came up? What needs more attention? What needs more love? Send some clearing, loving energy with your breath to those spaces. And I just want you to think for just a moment. You're in your house. It's a beautiful fall day. The wind is blowing, clearing our space. The leaves have fallen. And we are stepping into a new season. And as we watch the wind outside our window, we see the change that the wind brings, how it flows with such ease. And you watch it blow. And I want you to sit with yourself in your favorite chair, in your home, in your safe space. Maybe it's on the floor, couch. See yourself sitting. And you're going to answer this question. Who would I be? And what would I do if anything was possible? Who would I be? And what would I do if anything was possible? And I want your inner being, I want your heart to speak to you. So brain, we're going to ask very intently to soften its edges, shut down that logical mind, and I want your heart to speak to you now. So with the intention of our heart speaking, our inner being, God, the universe guiding us, what would I be? And what would I do if anything was possible? Who would you be and what would you do? And I want you to just see what comes up. Just going to hold space for you and just breathe. Just breathe. If the brain starts to come in, just find the intention and bring your energy back to your heart and your breath. I want you to see yourself sitting and see yourself stretch up to the sky. And as you see yourself stretch, I want you to also stretch. So we're going to reach our hands up and we're going to reach for that high potential. And I want you to take your arms back behind your body. And I want you to see how you're pushing your heart forward in that motion. So again, arms are going to come up overhead, breath in, kind of like the beginning of a sun salutation, and then breath out. Arms go behind the body. Beautiful. Feel your chest leading, your heart leading. And my intention is that when you come out of this meditation, your heart leads the conversation. One more time. Breath in, arms up. Exhale. Arms go behind. Hands can come to the lap. We're just going to give some soft wiggle to the hands and the feet. Maybe roll your neck out and roll the shoulders up and back. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and back one more time. Take a big inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, I want you to open your eyes. Who would you be? And what would you do if anything was possible? I want you to write those two questions down because again, I'm recording this on 11/11 and the portal is open and it's strong And I want you to use this energy, and I'm going to send you energy right now. Who would you be? And what would you do if anything was possible? I think when we're little, we're given the opportunity to dream. And as we get older, we don't give ourselves as much permission to dream, to feel, to really connect back to ourselves. And this is my intention right now, is that you're taking the time to connect back to yourself, to really prioritize yourself, to let go. You're so beautiful, so unique, and the world has got its hands on you. And you forgot, and that's okay. But you get to create something different today. So after you wrote out who you would be and what you would do differently, I want you to think about how you want to receive the world. What do I mean by that? I mean, do you want to receive the feeling of abundant time, where you feel less stressed because you feel as though you're limitless in your time? Do you desire to feel more love, more connection? Do you want to recognize more beauty? Do you want to be in community? Do you want to retreat? Do you want to take more baths? Do you want to go on more walks? What is your intention? How do you want to receive? Do you want to receive more space? What does that look like for you? I would say for me, I want to receive the spaciousness of time. I want to not feel, the overwhelm of I don't have enough time and I have to get it all done right now. I'm definitely in a phase of my business where it's kind of expanding, and I'm feeling the as it's expanding, I'm also contracting because I keep wondering how I'm going to get it all done and still keep my priorities straight. So in this full moon, I'm really looking at, I want to feel the spaciousness of time. That is my intention. And I want to receive that. I want to receive the expansion, right, of time. What do you want to receive? And how do you want to receive it? For me, that would look like feeling less anxious, feeling less discord, right? Feeling like anything was possible. I'm super expansive. I'm super capable. So what would that look like for you? How do you want to receive? Maybe you want to just receive gifts. Maybe you just need to receive some unexpected money. Maybe you need to receive some unexpected orgasms or love. Maybe you need to receive unexpected blessings, phone calls, business. What do you need to receive right now? What's your body telling you? Do you just need more self-care, more baths? I don't know. More good food? More good recipes? More adventure? More fun? What do you want to receive? And then the last question, I think it's the last question, is what are you really willing to let go of? And I want to clarify this. This is not, I'm going to let go of my lack mindset. Like, bitch, that's impossible. I'm just going to tell you right now, you cannot write that down because it won't work. I want you to be really specific, and it needs to be a tangible thing that you are also going to then commit to practicing. So let's say I'm going to let go of my negative self-talk, right? Because that's associated with lack when I'm talking poorly about myself. And then I'm going to commit, right? So I'm going to let go of my negative self-talk. That's the thing. And my action is going to be, I'm going to recognize when I have negative self-talk, and I'm going to flip that script, right? So I'm both willing to identify the thing and I'm going to take action. And I think that this is what this whole moon astrology cycle is asking for. This is the don't just sit there. It's saying if you're going to write down you want to change all these things, what are you willing to do to change them? You know, when I say I want to call in this abundance mindset, well, how am I then thinking abundantly? What am I changing about my way of thinking, my way of being, so that I can become more productive and abundant, right? So when you're thinking of, I tend to receive, this is what I desire, right? That was the previous question, is really, I want to receive, is I desire, I'm calling in, right? And then what are you letting go of? But what's the action? What are you willing to commit to prove to the universe, to God? Like, this is the piece of manifestation that is like, oh, so juicy, because it's saying I'm going to reinforce a thought. And if a thought is just a belief that you're carrying around, how are you transforming your thoughts to beliefs? And then how are you making your belief your reality? That's the action. That's the aligned action that we're talking about. So you can say, I want to let go of, you know, maybe it's a negative relationship. Let's take that example. And we all have them. You know, we all have these relationships that are just fucking hard. It's like, you know, half the time you wish they didn't have your phone number or something, right? They didn't know where you lived or whatever, but they do. So if I want this negative thing around this relationship to change, are you willing to think differently about the other person? Are you willing to see them in compassion and love? Are you willing to think, you know, to change your mindset around they're doing the best that they can with what they got? Can that be the action you take? Is just thinking a little bit differently about that person. That's enough. So the action doesn't have to be, I'm going to exercise, you know, I'm letting go of all this fat. I'm going to exercise 5 days a week. No, bitch, you aren't. You're not. Nope, not happening. Let's choose something that's sustainable. Let's choose something that's simple and that you can constantly be working on. I am telling you, so much of your life will change when you start to change the way you think and you change small habits. And a small habit is simply, instead of, you know, if you don't want the drama and the chaos in your life, then don't fucking participate. Don't text back. Here's a great example. I got a text message from somebody today. They were wanting to talk shit about something. Guess who didn't respond? I didn't respond. I know why she wanted to go there. I'm unwilling to go there. I don't have anything I want to contribute, and I'm not going to try and change her mind. And here's the thing. I love her. I have so much love and compassion for this person, but I don't want to participate because I don't want any more chaos and drama in my life. And I want to hold the belief that everyone is doing the best that they can. So I'm not going to talk shit about anyone who's, if I really believe everyone's out there doing the best that they can, that's it. That girl is over there doing the best that she can. And no, I don't want to talk shit about her because I think she's doing the absolute best she can, and good on her. That's enough. I'm saying I'm letting go of drama and chaos. Oh, guess what, universe? I didn't participate. And I'm catching my mindset, and I'm not going to talk shit about the person who sent the message either, because I believe they are doing the best that they can as well. It's simple, simple little things, and doing them in love and kindness with the intention of, I'm doing this for me, right? You've heard that whole line around forgiveness is really about you. It really is. This is what we're talking about. When you can just love yourself enough to let others be. So, what are you ready to receive? What are you willing to let go of? And what are you going to fucking do about it? That's what's happening right now in the world. You have to do something. You can't just sit there. Prioritize it. Figure out the steps to get there. If you're feeling stuck, I know someone, her name's Karissa Dean. She's super fucking awesome. She loves the shit out of her clients. She wants all of them to thrive and succeed. And she can help you figure out the steps that would potentially support what it is that you actually want to create in this life and what it is that you actually want to let go of. Yep, that's me. Just did a plug for myself because I really want you to get curious. I want you to know anything's possible, and I want you to be fearless in your life and pursue a new way of being, because it does get better. It just keeps getting better. I love you guys. Happy full moon. Ow! We're howling at the moon. May you be prosperous. May you be blessed. May all of your wildest dreams come true. And if there's a way in which I could support you, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like, share, and I'll see you on the next Critical Conversation. Take care.